The nation's longest home winning streak, 33 straight for Pete Carroll's #1 Trojans against Idaho. Early on, Trojans already up 7-0, and one of the star linebackers, Brian Cushing, parted off with an injury. Later in the first, John David Moody going to flip it out to C.J. Gable. Oh, put him in the spin cycle, C.J. Trojans go up 14-0. Second quarter, more of the same. How about this catch, Mayday by Vidal Hazelton?
Unbelievable. This is just a fabulous catch by Vidal Hazelton. Take a look at this one, Lou.
That reminds me when I played. That is unbelievable now. He doesn't even need to use the other hand.
Remember, he's getting a little fuzzy. Trojans a little sluggish early, but they would roll over Idaho and stretch that home winning streak to 34 in a row. Why schedule these games? Why would you go and play a 1AA team? At least that's what they used to call that division. But Appalachian State rolled into the Big House in Ann Arbor, owners of 2 straight national championships, and they've won 14 straight games. Boise State have matched down across all Division I for the longest winning streak, and Edwards is on the move, Lou.
Oh, just he has such good quickness, great leadership. He's used to winning, won a championship last year.
Late in the first half, App State had the 21-14 lead, and up and over are Monty B there. 28-14, number 5 team in the land, down 2 touchdowns at home. But it's an 8-point game now in the third, and Monty Edwards floating one out to Coco Hillary, and the Mountaineers seem to be in business. 3 plays later, Brian Quick. Quick's wide open, Quick touchdown. No! Oh, now see, that's the kind of thing that keeps upsets from happening. Jerry Moore telling Quick not to worry about it. Mike Hart, a little bit of a gimpy leg, spent some time on the bike, but in a 31-20 game, Hart guts it up, gets into the end zone, and here come the Wolverines. They failed on the 2-point conversion attempt, so it's a 5-point game in the fourth. Chad Henne made a Michael Hart a signature run.
Carrying this Michigan Wolverine football team on his back. Look at the cuts here and the vision and the strength. The determination not to be denied. Puts that ball in the right hand. Takes it 54 yards in for the score.
And again, the 2-point conversion would fail, so Michigan had the lead, but the lead was only 1. Under 5 minutes to go. And Edwards is picked off by Brandon Engelman, a 5th-year senior. Appalachian State turned it over 3 times in the second half, starting to come apart under the heat and the pressure of the 110,000 in the Big House, and then they get a hand on a field goal attempt. Jason Gingell lined up, and Lloyd Carr can't get the cushion he wanted. Appalachian State now with 90 seconds. Edwards scrambling and running for the first down, and now under a minute to go on the same drive. Coco! Edwards would find it.
What a great job by Edwards of biding his time and finding Coco Hillary here, but look how smart he is. He's going to put 2 hands on the ball to protect it down to the 5-yard line.
Edwards throws for 227 yards on the day, and now Julian Roush will come on to try to put Appalachian State on top. Pressure, Lou, pressure.
The pressure is going to come from the wide field, which it always does, but notice they block down, protected it, it goes through. They take the lead, game over. But not quite.
Not quite. Still a few seconds to go, and Chad Henne, only Colt Brennan among active quarterbacks, is thrown for more yardage, and Henne wasn't going to let his team down, finding Mario Manningham inside the 20. 6 ticks on the clock, and now Michigan just needs a 37-yarder from Gingell to save themselves from a catastrophic opening Saturday in Ann Arbor.
Pistol ready. Snap good. The whole kick. Oh! The kick is the Mountaineers are going to try to take it to the Big House. To the Big House. 20, 15. Wow! The Mountaineers have just beat the Michigan Wolverines.
David Jackson and Steve Brown on the Mountaineer Network, and you better believe that's a Pontiac game-changing nominee. 34-32, Appalachian State with a stunning, earth-shaking victory over Michigan. The first time since Division I split back in 1978 that a ranked 1A team has lost to a team from the division formerly called 1AA. Monumental victory for the 2-time champions in their division, and they walk out of the Big House with a huge victory.
We just beat Michigan, plain and simple. We've been studying them real hard, and we saw some openings in their defense, and we executed.
We got a great bunch of young players here. They're hard workers. They're committed to our school and our program, and this is just a crowning achievement for them right here. We're proud of our football team, and we beat a good Michigan football team right here on this field. That's what's so remarkable about this.
We just simply made too many mistakes, had too many penalties, and too many missed opportunities, and so now we have to fight back, and we've got to deal with some adversity. We'll find out what we're made of.
It hurts. You know, it hurts. Everything just drops. You know, it's like a dream. You know, you don't imagine losing to a team like that, and we lost. But it's reality, so we got to pick it up.
Different emotions, hearts pulled in different directions, tears for the tribute video to the victims of the April tragedy here. Balloons released, and then the very familiar scene as Metallica plays, the crowd jumps up and down, and the Hokies make that entrance out of that claustrophobic tunnel out into the heat and the noise of Lane Stadium. How would they handle the emotions? Well, not so well at first. Sean Glennon so motivated this season after a bad bowl game. Very first play, they faked the double reverse. He is picked off by Pierre Bell of East Carolina. A bad decision, but they come up empty, no points. It's still scoreless later on, and Glennon down the middle. Nice throw here. Josh Hyman stumbles, though, can't score. They took a sack, had to settle for a field goal, 3-0. Pirates would cash in a Tech fumble and take a 7-3 lead, but this is the key play right here. Brett Clay picked off by Victor Macho Harris, dives to the pylon, gets in, the touchdown is called, and the call was confirmed by the replay just before the half. The Hokies seized momentum. In the second half, Glennon would finally begin to play a little bit better. Under pressure, he was pressured all day, but Sam Wheeler, the tight end, had a career day. 7 catches, Hokies win it 17-7.
After the game, both teams got together, said a prayer after the great battle. We need to see more of this in college football. This was terrific.
That was genuine warmth and fellowship,
Absolutely.
Wasn't it? Glennon's going to have to play better. They're at LSU. The numbers look good, but there was some anxiety, I think, in the stadium today about how their quarterback was playing. They could not run the ball, Desmond, that well, and they didn't get great protection.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think that's going to be key against the Tigers of LSU.
Reigning champs, Florida Gators taking on Western Kentucky. Tim Tebow, it's his show now, and boy, did he put on a show, Lou. Threw for 300 yards.
He did a tremendous job throwing. He had good timing, good peripheral vision. He's going to be one of the great quarterbacks in the country this year.
Riley Cooper catching that touchdown pass, and Riley Cooper catching this touchdown pass. Cooper made 4 grabs all of last year. He had 4 grabs in this game. Florida rolls over the Hilltoppers. Tennessee and Cal. Cal said Thomas DeCoux, their safety, the loss on Rocky Top had been burning in their soul. Burning in Eric Ainge's lumbar region was Zach Follett. And Whirl Williams off to the races. A whirlwind. 45 yards, and Cal's up 7-0 on the strength of their defense. It's 14 all Mayday.
Phil Fulmer, I stated before the game, don't punt it to Deshaun Jackson. If you punt it to him and he returns it, you deserve a bus ticket from Berkeley to Knoxville. Not flying back with a team because it's a huge mistake, and here goes Deshaun Jackson. Picks up some fabulous blocks going down the field, but it's the speed and athleticism of Deshaun Jackson takes it in for the score.
77 yards. It is a Pontiac game-changing nominee. Put the Bears up. They're up 38-31 now in the fourth. Justin Forsett was strong. 45-31. Redemption is what Tedford said they wanted, and that's what they got. Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Demetrius Jones finally answered the question of who's starting at quarterback for the Fighting Irish. And Jones got stripped by Jamal Lewis, and the fumble would lead to a Yellow Jacket field goal. Second quarter, 9-0. Tashard Choice. Direct snap. His choice to head toward the end zone. 22 yards. Tashard Choice takes it in. He led the ACC in rushing last year, so now Charlie Weiss going to Evan Sharpley, and Sharpley's he's gonna be greeted too. Morgan Burnett coming on the blitz. So now here comes Jimmy Clausen. They tried all 3 of them, Mayday. Nothing worked much. Clausen would go with the play fake. He would overthrow DJ Horde. Georgia Tech drills Notre Dame 33-3.
When the team's not ready to go, okay, which obviously we weren't. Okay, who else are you going to blame but yourself? I'm the head coach. It's my responsibility. Okay, with that being said, I told them that I want to refrain from making serious, serious judgment on any one thing until after I've gotten a chance tomorrow morning to go ahead and watch it. And I said that we're not staying stagnant. Look, we're going to get better or we're going to get worse, but we're not staying even. Okay, that I can promise you.
Western Michigan's never beaten a ranked team. Morgantown, not a great place to start. Dueling Heisman campaign starting in front of that guy who was dressed up like, I'm not really sure what. Pat White, Steve Slayton, quick, fast. I would say electric run by Slayton, though there is dispute as to whether he is faster than his quarterback. Mountaineers up on Western Michigan, 14-6, and Bronco defense lost some stars, lost their coordinators, and lost contain on Pat White.
It's sort of like he and Slayton, whatever you can do, I can do better. I mean, you watch it one after another, they made great runs.
White accounted for 4 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. Slayton is so fast the camera can't find him or keep up with him. But there he is. 62-24, most points West Virginia scored since they dropped 80 on Rutgers in 2001. Nobody's doing that again anytime soon. Oklahoma State against Georgia. The Pokes claim to have the greatest offense on earth. Dogs didn't see it that way. Matt Stafford led his team in, put on the pads, found Bruce Biggins for the touchdown, and Georgia takes care of the Pokes 35-14. Kansas State and Auburn. Tommy Tuberville leading his team out against a game-tough K-State squad. Auburn had a 6-3 lead in the third. A little trickeration. Jordy Nelson, Leon Patton, and the Cats take a 10-6 lead. But Brandon Cox, who was battered and bruised, led a great drive late, made they found Gabe McKenzie.
Nice touch on the ball. Puts exactly where Gabe McKenzie can get it, right in the corner of the end zone.
Kansas State committed 16 penalties on the night, and they gave up sacks late. Quentin Groves drilling Josh Freeman. Antonio Coleman finishes it off. The Big 12 has now lost 17 straight non-conference opponents that are ranked. Troy and Arkansas. Darren McFadden, runner-up in the Heisman Trophy race a year ago, off and running. 151 yards, scored a touchdown, and in that newly named Wild Hog formation, McFadden would find Crosby tough.
You know, he could pass it too. He can't just run it. He does it all.
But it's great to see him catch the touchdown pass because Marcus Monk's out for a couple of weeks. A great receiver.
That's right. He had to have his knee scoped a couple of times. 20-point win for the Hogs. Youngstown State, Ohio State. Youngstown State, where Jim Tressel won 4 national championships. Todd Beckman making his first start finds Ryan Robisky, one of the guys called on to replace those great receivers, Glennon Gonzalez, and so too is the freshman Dane Sanzenbacher. And then Beckman would find Trevor Robinson, Ohio State, 38-6. Beckman throwing for 2 1/4. Florida International and Penn State. Joe Paterno, 80 years old, and talked about coaching from the press box jokingly, but he was right down there in the middle of it, and so was Anthony Morelli. Down the 5th-year senior Terrell Golden, then he finds Mickey Schuler.
Nice job by Mickey Schuler here. Look, makes a little stop joint there, keeps his balance, but gets it into the end zone for the school.
59 points in Notre Dame coming up. Washington State and Wisconsin. Badgers in Camp Randall, Tyler Donovan, Garrett Graham on Wisconsin. 21-14. Later in the second, Donovan finds Luke Swan.
You can tell this young man, Donovan, is a coach's son, has good vision, makes a great throw, puts Wisconsin up 28-14.
How about the Wisconsin Winnebago? P.J. Hill going in. Wisconsin doubles up Wazoo. Texas taking on Arkansas State. Colt McCoy, many Heisman lists in the preseason. 1st and 10 for the Horns at Arkansas State's 35. McCoy looking for
Sweet.
Linus Sweet, who was hurt during preseason practice. The touchdown catch. Texas up by a touchdown. McCoy firing. Kyan burns off. McCoy had 3 passes that were dropped with potential interceptions by Arkansas State. Now he's floating it out toward Tyrell Johnson. Look, Arkansas State had more rushing yards, more passing yards, more total yards, more first downs. Somehow they lost the game, 21-13. North Texas against Oklahoma. The Sooners, they have a quarterback, and his debut went well because DeMarco Murray's debut went well.
Right behind the best offensive line in the Big 12. DeMarco Murray again fouling those big hogs up front, dives into the end zone for another score.
5 touchdowns. First Sooner to debut with 5 touches ever. 79-10. The final. Bill Callahan and Nebraska taking on Nevada. Sam Keller, the Arizona State transfer, and what a huge day for Marlon Lucky. Off the touchdown pass, he went for 233 yards and 4 touches, Lou.
Well, he just had very good blocking, just good execution, but there's no doubt Nevada was not as good as Nebraska, and that's why he ended up so many yards.
I would say so. 52-10's the final. Jeff Jagodzinski making his debut for Boston College against Wake Forest. Matt Ryan. Oh, things did not start well for Matt against the reigning ACC champs. Alfonso Smith, pick 6. That was BC's first offensive play. Oh, but things went much, much better later as Ryan drops it in beautifully to Clarence Megwa. BC ties it at 21. And then Ryan rifles it into double coverage. Pontiac game-changing nominee, but Brandon Robinson's there. Ryan, 5 touchdowns. Nick Saban's debut for Alabama against Western Carolina. Saban also opened his LSU career against Western Carolina. First play from scrimmage of the Saban era, and the redshirt freshman Terry Grant is gone, Mayday.
A great job by Terry Grant following his blockers, getting to the outside, but it's just the speed, the athleticism of getting the ball to the outside, putting it in the right hand and scoring.
Tied up 7-0, and Darren Mustin leveling Willie Harper. Mustin's a transfer from Middle Tennessee. Walked on, ended up earning a starting spot. Grant doing his business again, went over 100 yards, scored 3 touchdowns in the early going, and Alabama, a winner for Saban, 52-6 is the final. Stanford and UCLA, Jim Harbaugh making his debut as the Cardinal head coach. UCLA in a 21-10 lead. Ben Olsen to Joe Cowan, and Joe's going to find plenty of running room, Lou.
Oh, he has very good speed, but that's just the middle screen. You get good blocking from the defensive lineman. That enables that type of play to occur.